Happy New Year. This is the first of the year, 2026, and the last day of Kwanzaa. The principle for the day will be Imani, faith. My name is Brother Leroy Shabazz. This is a very important video about Black emergency management and the principles of Kwanzaa, which we want to take through the year of 2026. To that extent, we're about to introduce you to a calendar we would like you to download and use the calendar through the year to watch and study the principles on a daily basis, as well as to access information as we upload new information on the internet for you to download pages and look at videos to take you through the 2026 years the year of 2026 as we introduce you and keep you informed of emergency management concerns, particularly for the Black community. Let me say this real quick. Black people are going to die as an emergency management practitioner and end up in FEMA camps in the next few years. That is not an if, ands, or buts. As an emergency management practitioner, I will tell you this as we go on through the years, but we want to let you know that this is a very serious situation. It's not a doomsday situation, but things have not occurred the way they should occur, and we want to mitigate, lessen the impact of what's going to happen in the Black community. You can immediately download this calendar at femap.us, femap.us, or at cecert.org. The calendar will look like this. It'll be in color. It'll look like this, and it's just a basic calendar and pages that you'll get. And the days, the principles of Kwanzaa will be outlined in each of the days of the year. Very important that we follow these principles and learn these principles throughout the year and activate these principles. What I want you to particularly understand is that when you get the calendar, what I'm suggesting, because it is a steady process, is that you get these plastic sheets with the 3-ring binders in. That way you can put the calendar in there. This is just a certificate that I'm using for an example of our CERT, from our CERT training. But you'll get this and you'll be able to put the days of the year in there, the Kwanzaa calendar in there, as well as when I send you other information, the study material, you can stick that behind the month or the area where it needs to be put so that you can have this as part of your learning process. I'm going to say that I particularly need Black men or sisters, get the brother calendar, download the calendar, get him some plastic sheets, because again, people going to camps. I don't want him sitting in the camp talking about, Lord, I wish I would have. No, he needs to have this calendar and actually be able to study with me as we go through this. One of the very foundational principles and concepts of this calendar is understanding CERT, Community Emergency Response Teams. We'll talk about that in the calendar. I'm not going to waste a lot of time here. This is going to be the first thing you'll see in the calendar talking about CERT and the significance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Now, let me get through this real quick. The process of CERT, Community Emergency Response Team, came about in 1985. Minister Farrakhan, I'm a student in the Nation of Islam. That's why this is very dear to me and dear to my heart. The Community Emergency Response Team process came about in 1985. In 1985, there was a great Mexican earthquake which killed 5,000 people. That earthquake killed 5,000 people. And that 5,000 people that died gave their life and a program called Community Emergency Response Team was born out of that. That was in Mexico. Minister Farrakhan happened to be in Mexico at that same period of time. Matter of fact, background information, very important though. On September the 17th, 1985, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was in Mexico. He had a vision that night, the 17th, and the vision from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad on the wheel was about something relative to the Reagan administration. This is background information, but it's very important about where we're at right now. And so on 2 days later, September the 19th, 1985, is when that earthquake took place. As students in the Nation of Islam, we're told about earthquakes. What makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquake, and what brings rain, hail, snow, and earthquake. So there's a cause and effect principle here that I'm keying in on, and that's why I think I believe CERT is very important to the community. Now, what's significant right now is the fact that the CERT program by the Nation of Islam and others has been used primarily for disaster preparedness. The reality is that we need to extend from disaster preparedness using the CERT program into emergency management. Emergency management and disaster preparedness are two different levels of where we need to be at. And once you get the calendar and you download the calendar, you will immediately see where I'm going at with this process, right? I don't want to take a whole lot of time right now. I just want to introduce you to the calendar. Hopefully you will download it and we will actually go from there. The next video that I do in reference to this process will be January I believe the 6th. You can see that on the calendar when you download it. Please, let's go through the year because again, emergency management deals with the reality of creating a framework to reduce your vulnerability to what's about to happen.
Come on. God is going to answer what I said. Listen. You'll see the wheels over the major cities, and the chastisement is going to increase, and there will be earthquakes in America like you saw in Haiti, like you saw in Chile, like there was in Japan. You're going to have to learn emergency management. You don't know how to protect your life. You don't know what to do when disaster strikes. If Haiti had been more prepared, lives could have been saved. Your day and mine here is coming.
Disaster preparedness has you ready for some stuff, but there needs to be an understanding of where water is coming from, where electricity should be given and generators should be put. There's a whole different level that I can't go into right now because it could be time consuming, and I think that would be it for today. Peace to you and yours.